Kia ora whānau, and welcome to another episode of Get a Job and Get Healthy with Costas Enterprises. I am your host, as always, Alex Costas, and I do apologise for not posting the last couple of weeks. I really just haven't really had an idea of what to do. So I thought I would give you an update on the MetaMask NFT that I bought, how that's tracking and all that sort of stuff. So let's get into it. First and foremost, as always, I will give you my details. My name is Alex Costas. As I said, you can find me at the Kiwi Don on Instagram and Twitter. You can also email me, doncostas@gmail.com. That's DON for Nike, COSTAS @gmail.com. You can find my website at http://www.costasenterprise.business.blog, where you can find my recruitment, you can find my weight loss, he says, without actually having much weight loss, as well as my passive income stuff as well. So, the MetaMask NFT, actually, it's been pretty good. The NFT itself has still yet to be completely sold out. So we've sold about 512. And I say we because the one thing that I really like about this NFT is it is a community. Like, we've all come together from all around the world and we all talk, and while there's some negativity from some users or some holders, shall we say, overall the community is actually really, really fun and really, really good and work really well together, and there's a lot of ideas going around, and yeah, it's just a general good place in the Discord to be. Discord, for those that aren't aware, is a program where you can chat. You can audio chat, video chat, all that sort of fun stuff as well. Usually it's used a lot by Discord, is by game people, and now these days quite a lot of cryptocurrencies are using Discord as well, or crypto, NFTs. So yeah, it's quite cool. I was part of the whitelist. I was lucky enough to be part of the whitelist without officially having to be one of the whitelists, so I got in quite lucky. Now, my initial investment was about $300. That's including the gas fees, so that was pretty good. Very good, actually, considering the price of gas for crypto at the moment. And what I found was, once I bought the NFT, as I talked about on my last podcast episode, the NFT itself wasn't going to be released until all of them were sold. Now, that is still the case. We have not seen the finest finished product, but we are all waiting for it. But I tell you, I am so happy I got in on this early. They have had some problems, I'm not going to lie, and they haven't sold out, of course. They've had a whitelist price, which was 0.07 ETH, which is about $224. That has gone up to 0.75 during the pre-sale, which is where we're at the moment. And then the pre-sale is currently on hold, so unfortunately they've had to do some holds and all that sort of things. But they are doing certain things in the background, including lots of competitions. Now, I talked about the competitions before. Well, one of the other things that's happened recently is they've announced that everyone that is holding as of sort of the 15th of... no, not the 15th, sorry. Everyone that has previously been holding since about like the 10th of February will now get an extra NFT completely for free. So you automatically double your investment. So that's another $400 there. Now, this is in addition to the 3D NFT that we will all be getting as holders as well. So basically what we're looking at is my $300 investment is already tripled effectively, but for the most part definitely doubled. And then I'm also going to be entered into an actual competition. So if I hold for sort of, if you hold for 7 days, you can win up to 5,000. If you hold for, I believe it's 14 days, you can get up to 20,000. Then if you hold for 28 days, then you can actually get up to $40,000. Now, this is like little competitions that they're doing. But if you continue to hold, another thing that they're planning on doing is not just normal competitions like they're talking about, but apparently they're looking at doing some sort of passive income as well, which is what I really, really want to look at. And now that I've got, or I will be getting at least 2, then, it's quite good. Now, one of the things I am thinking of doing is, while it is still being listed, everyone has been trying to get the community to either hold and not list, so that it generates a bit more, of people not actually buying them, or alternatively, if they are going to list, they have to list it at least 1.5 ETH, so that the floor price actually increases. Now, the floor price is quite low. It's still, there's still some at 0.069, which is just a little bit less than what I paid. So about $218. I am personally looking at maybe buying an extra 1, because if you hold 3, then you will actually go into a competition to win up to 5 ETH. Now, usually that is if you minted, if you hold 3. So I might try to mint it when a new one comes out, when the minting goes back live, depending on my funds, of course. But yeah, overall, really, really happy with the community, really, really happy with my purchase, even though I technically still haven't got the physical NFT. I know that sounds stupid because NFTs aren't physical, but what I mean is, like, I can't actually see my NFT until they're sold. It does generate a bit more interest. It does generate a bit more like, oh, what are we going to get? Oh, are we going to get one of the rare ones? Like, all that stuff is being kept pretty quiet at the moment, and that's part of the allure of it as well. So they are looking at doing integration into other metaverses as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of those ones where if I hold, which is the plan, I might be lucky enough to get some extra stuff as well. I'm just surprised to get a whole new NFT, which will be airdropped, and it was part of a competition that, realistically, the competition was open to everyone and anyone. Some people didn't win because they listed well below 0.3 ETH, which is just too low, way too low. Not for when we want to do what we want to do, which is, as they all say, go to the moon. So yeah, I think it's a good investment so far, and I'm going to continue with it. Another reason I wanted to talk to people today is today was my first official day back in the office of my normal job. I have been to the office once this year, but so far today was the official day when, we can sort of have some semblance of normalcy. And it's funny that I mentioned that because we've just gone to Omnicron cases. Literally today are at a high of 981 cases just today. So we're looking at about 5,000 cases total of COVID within New Zealand, apparently. But yeah, the way that they're talking, it's just going to go higher and higher and higher. And it's not a case of when people have it, it's more a case of, it's not a case of when, if, it's a case of when. So I am happily triple vaxxed. If you personally are against the vaccinations, then that's completely up to you. At the moment, people may have seen on the news about New Zealand having people that we've got protesters on the Beehive, which is close to where I work, which is why I was a little bit apprehensive of actually going today into the office. But they are protesting at the moment the mandate, they call it, and they're also saying that they're anti-vax. I'm not going to go into too depth about that stuff. People are entitled to their own opinion. I don't agree with it. As I said, I am happily vaccinated. I would rather do it safe so that I can keep my family safe and myself safe. But these people have chosen to actually not get vaccinated and to protest close to us where we work. It is a bit of a shame that we've come to this. They aren't unruly. I'm not gonna say that they're ruly and all that sort of things, but they have camped out for about 7 days. My concern is it's only going to get worse with the spread of COVID the way it is in New Zealand at the moment. It just means that we are going to get a lot more cases. So yeah, that's a bit of a worry. Does it weigh on my mind? A little bit, actually. Given that, these people have to go out sometime to eat, have to go, toilet, have to go shower, those sorts of places. We do have those facilities in the public for some people. And, if you go near those places, well, what does that mean for, the rest of us, the rest of the public? And it's actually very, very sad to think that we've come as a society to the point where, yes, I have nothing against protests. Like, you can protest all you like you should be able to, because protesting is your right. But where you put yourself and others in danger because of it, that's what worries me. More so because, it's like, okay, if you're an adult, I get that you are doing it for your reasons and all that sort of stuff. And when you say you do it for your whānau, then, you do it for your whānau. Okay, cool, you can sort of try to make that case. But when you bring your whānau and you bring your little kids into an environment where no one is vaccinated, no one is wearing masks, everyone is less than 1 meter apart, and you're doing that for seven days at least, it is very worrisome. It's like in New Zealand, only a certain level of kids are actually allowed to be vaccinated. I just think it's very selfish of these people. Yet they claim that they're doing it for their whānau. They're clearly not. It is also a shame that it appears that a lot of protesting that's being done, there's misinformation about what is actually being protested on. One part they're protesting on is this, the other part is this, and there's definitely an overlay of different information and different people getting different results. And it is sad that this has gone on for over a week. Now, when I say protesting, what they've done is they've actually blocked off some of the main routes to around Wellington, around the Parliament itself, by getting caravans and blocking those off, getting trucks, blocking them, and also they're camping on the Parliament grounds, so the Beehive grounds, which, as I said, are not far from where I actually work. So, yeah, it is a bit, it's not terrifying, but it is a little bit apprehensive. It does make me a bit apprehensive about what is going on. I'm hoping everyone can stay safe as possible, and I do genuinely hope that the protesters do not get COVID. I hope that they are actually, no one with COVID ends up in that area. But given that these people have come from all over New Zealand to protest, it is unlikely that that is the case, given the number of cases that we currently have, and the way that Omnicron is spreading through New Zealand. So all I can really say is, if you are a listener of mine and you are sort of a anti-vaxxer, you don't believe in the vaccine, look, that you are lucky, you are happy to have your opinion. If you don't want to listen to me anymore, because I completely understand your position. But at the same time, I hope you do recognise the position that you are putting yourself in, and your friends and your family, by you not doing it. Don't just think about yourself, but also think about the people that you have around you and stuff. Like, you are making yourself a target, and I'm not talking about a social or political target. I do mean a target for the disease, and whether you believe the disease is real or not, or whatever your beliefs are, I do hope that if you don't want to wear a mask, if you don't want to get the vaccine, if you don't want to do all that sort of stuff, stay safe, stay at home. And I hope that if you do stay home, like, no one else is around you, so that, you know, if you do get it, you harm that person indirectly. That is my main concern for everybody in this respect. Like, you know, you're allowed to protest, you're allowed to have your own thing, but, you know, do it in a way that it will not affect other people, that it will not hurt other people that are trying to stay safe, that are trying to keep themselves safe. Like, you know, we are allowed to protest. You know, you're more than welcome to protest the way that you want. We all have things that we feel strongly about and will protest for. I, for one, protest a lot against labour laws at times. Even though I work for the government, I have, you know, I do recognise when things go wrong and all that sort of stuff as well. So that is fine. That is my belief, you know, but at the same time, like, I only do that in a way that it would only harm myself, not anybody else. In the regards to what's going on at the moment with the protesting, I believe that if you are going to do that, these people are effectively, they are treating the protest. Some of them are protesting genuinely. Others are treating it like a party, and that is a shame, because it's sort of, one, it takes away from the message that they are trying to get across, but two, it is more likely to spread the issue of exactly what it is that people are protesting. At the same time, you know, I do hope, no matter what you believe, everyone does stay safe. Everyone does, you know, take it easy out there. If you do find, you know, you are around anti-vaxxers and you don't feel comfortable around them, like, you know, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. You wipe your hands, you know, you sanitize your hands, you wear your mask and all that sort of stuff. And at the same time, if you are an anti-vaxxer and you're around other people that are vaccinated, you know, be mindful that that is their choice as well. So if you don't do that, you know, even though you may not like the fact that you've got to stay at least a metre away, then, you know, do that anyway, because at the end of the day, whether you're a vaxxer, anti-vaxxer, you know, black, white, yellow, fat, slim, we are all people and we are all around this together. And as such, we should be, you know, mindful of everyone. Like, one of the things that got me quite angry with the anti-vaxxers is they were taking their children there, which I said before, and to me, that's just a no-no. Like, you know, you can impose those things on your children through their beliefs. I understand that. But when you take your children to a mass event like that, if you're trying to stay safe yourself, even whether or not you're, you know, vaccinated or not vaccinated, or you decide to wear a mask or you don't wear a mask, by bringing them into that environment, you make it even worse for them. And that is my worry. Like, if you're going to do something bad, you do it to yourself, you don't do it to anybody else. And that's not me saying you should be doing something bad, obviously. But if you are likely to protest, or if you are likely to do that, you know what? Find someone that's going to babysit your kids. You know, be it other whānau or friends, or even other anti-vaxxers that can't get out there. But keep your kids safe. Like, you know, don't risk them getting it. If you want to try and get it yourself, that's fine. You're probably not going to get a test if you're an anti-vaxxer. Let's be real, because you don't believe in the vaccination. Therefore, you probably don't believe in the security protocols that have gone around trying to minimize that. But at the same time, like, I think you have to be mindful of what is out there, what is the effect on people, and that, you know, we are all in this together. And when I say we all, I mean we all, like, whether you support it, whether you don't support it, whether you believe, whether you don't believe, whether you're a vaxxer, not vaxxer, whatever. Like, even if you are a vaxxer, like, be mindful that those people, like, you know, don't hold hate against the people that are anti-vax. I don't. But, you know, that is their choice. They are allowed to. whether you believe the choice is right or wrong, it is their choice. And you know what? We live in a country where they are allowed to have that choice. I personally don't believe it, and I don't support it. I support the vaccine, and I think it works. But again, if you are an anti-vaxxer, that's yours. I will bite my tongue, let you have your moment. You can do what you want to. I don't want you around me or my children if I have children. But at the same time, that is still your choice. It is not your, I'm not going to impose my rights on you. You should be a vax because of this, or you should be an anti-vax because of this. That is your opinion. You are allowed to protest, as I said. That is our God-given right. Is I believe the Americans have, is it the Fifth Amendment? I believe. Over here we have freedom of speech as well. So, you are allowed to protest. You're allowed to speak your mind. But my main concern is everyone, please, no matter what you're doing, stay safe. Okay. If you're going to get vaccinated, good. If you're not, that's okay as well. I just hope everyone stays safe, looks after themselves, and for the most part, remember, we are one people. A lot of the stuff that's getting out at the moment around the protest is there's a lot of Māori versus everyone, and it appears like in some cases some Māori have been influenced that the mandate is against their rights and all that sort of stuff, and it's that's your prerogative to think that way. That is okay, but a lot of the things that are happening is there are a lot of facts being thrown around and a lot of non-facts as well. So I suggest, if you are going to protest or you are going to do the things, do your research first. Same thing as me. I've been preaching to people about all these things that I've been doing. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And that's because I took the initiative to start learning for that stuff for myself, because I knew that if I didn't, I would be, I'd be talking out of my ass. So, yeah, do your research. If you don't support the vaccination and you've done the research and you don't believe the vaccination works because of whatever reason, that's all fine. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. I personally do believe that the vaccination will work. At the very least, it will help reduce, in my personal opinion. But again, at the end of the day, that is all it is. It is my personal opinion. You have your own opinion. For the listeners that are against, vaxxing and stuff, they are anti-vaxxers and they don't want to listen. Look, I thank you for listening in the first instance. I thank everyone for listening. Hit me up, flick me an email. Give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on NFTs? I would love to hear from you all. I really would. It's nice to know that people are listening, but even better to know that we can build a community and actually have discussions and stuff. Until next week, I will sign off now. Hopefully I will do another one on Thursday. I know that I do owe you guys another one, so I will try to see what I can do. But yeah, to summarise today, really happy with my MetaMask NFT. I would strongly suggest, when they do go public, or if you are lucky enough to get into the pre-sale, when they start that up again, it is a good idea to. There are going to be some very, very interesting developments soon, when they hit a certain amount of targets. So yeah, I think it's going to be a sound investment. As I said, I've already doubled my money already, which I think is quite happy. And yeah, in regards to the vaccine stuff, just please, whether you decide to get a vaccine or not, stay safe, isolate, keep a meter away from everybody, do all the things that you guys need to stay safe. Whether you believe or whether you don't believe, don't think it's just about you, think about everybody else as well. We're all one people, and we should be all one people. Until next week, people, as always, I love you all, and, good luck, and, stay safe.